beef between Marc Maron and Jeff Dye. Marc Maron comments on the Jeff Dye beef. Let's see what he has to say.
There's been like controversy between you and other comics, right?
Not too much. I mean, there was like recently. I don't find that that's true, but there was a guy that was talking shit about me for a while, and it was brought to my attention. I really didn't know who he was, and it was really his problem. But it's like, he's publicly, talking shit, and and he recently got passed over the store, and I had to, just say, you can be all right, or is what do we? Yeah, I work here, so are you okay?
Can I say his name? Or
Jeff Dye.
Jeff Dye.
Yeah, I mean, and
you didn't even know who he was.
I didn't. I really didn't. But it was like,
wow, bro. The way Jeff Dye said that story, he made it seem like he was his friend. Like they got past this and like Mark Norman wanted to be his friend or something. But Mark Maron's making it seem like he still doesn't he doesn't fuck with him anyway. Fucking hell. Marc Maron might be like a true hater to his core. Like Jeff Dye made it seem like they had some like cordial conversation where they spoke about their fucking issues with each other, and they kind of cleared the air and they let bygones be bygones. But the way Marc Maron's speaking, he kind of sounds like he still hates Jeff Dye. He kind of sounds like he still hates Jeff DUI, and I'm not gonna lie, I respect that because Jeff DUI is a fucking knob.
When you talk shit, and we all do it to a certain degree, and that's another thing about podcasts and why it's saturated, is that...
Oh, is that true? Big up Ryan Harty. Big up Ryan Harty, my jigger. Jeff Dye continued to talk shit after they made up before Maron did this. Is it? Or did I see that on the stream? Or did I not? Or did I miss that? Okay, I didn't know that. I thought that little conversation he mentioned about getting past the Comedy Store on the T-Fat K, he bumped into Maron, they had this conversation, they took this cool picture. That's why I left it, I think. I think he said, they took a cool picture. It was cool to clear the air and shit. He made it seem like it was a far more positive and nice conversation. Okay, Ryan Harty, he did it to Kevin Brennan and a couple other ones. Oh, okay. This probably explains why Marc Maron still has this kind of venom in his voice then, because he doesn't sound like he's cool with Jeff DUI at all. They're not going to be sharing. They're not going to be talking over drinks anytime soon.
You hear these stories now. All of a sudden, like, there are the clickbait world feeds on little tidbits of garbage. And, after a certain point, people have been around a while. They'll just start throwing dead people under the bus. I was on set with Olivier once and he fucked a dog. And you're like, wait, what? And then all of a sudden that becomes news. And it's like, that culture of that is nothing but destructive. So when someone's talking shit and they continue to do it, and you're alive, it behooves you to, instead of engage in a public way, to go, would you want to resolve this, or you just want to keep talking shit?
It didn't sound like he took any responsibility for what was Jeff DUI's problem? That Marc Maron didn't know who he was, isn't it? To be fair, it was a dumb reason not to like the guy, right? He didn't know who he was. Jeff Dye was a big fan of Marc Maron. He did that thing we all do, right? Where sometimes it's not good to meet your heroes. He tried to like befriend Marc Maron, and Marc Maron just doesn't give a fuck about other people, I guess, or isn't maybe the warmest guy in the world. And he then held a grudge, but then he kept talking about it on fucking pods and shit. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of like the fact that Marc Maron doesn't like Jeff DUI. Like, they should big up. Sorry, Zach, big up. Stars in the stream chat. Jeff Dye and Marc Maron having an interaction is what's wrong with comedy at all. Sorry, Jeff Dye and Marc Maron having an interaction at all is what's wrong with comedy. Exactly. I kind of like that Marc Maron doesn't fuck with Jeff DUI and isn't trying to be his friend. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. And if I was Jeff DUI, or if Jeff DUI had a bit more self-awareness, he should have known that someone like Marc Maron wouldn't like him anyway and just not spoken to him. Just leave him alone. I think Jeff DUI just assuming because he's a comedian and Marc Maron's a comedian that they're going to share this brotherhood and connections. Like, nah, brother. Why would you think that guy would be your friend? Like, just listen to him speak. Like, he would never like you. Like, you guys come from two completely different worlds. So yeah, I kind of enjoy the fact that Marc Maron did that to Jeff DUI and humbled him in that way. Because in general, for Jeff DUI's fans, you now get a far nicer person, because Jeff DUI is going to go out of his way now to make sure that he never does the same thing that Marc Maron did to him. or to other comedians and shit, you know. So it all works out in the end. It all works out in the end. But big up Marc Maron, big up Blood Clot Marc Maron.